In this video, we'll share the key steps to eliminate poverty from our lives and uncover the root cause of human misery, as well as the main source of wealth. Many people look at the world around them and see it overshadowed by sorrow and ravaged by the fierce fires of suffering and poverty. Some search for the cause, looking around but not finding it. They look in books, but still can't find the answer. However, the Masters of the White Lodge, whose books you can request for free, teach us that we must look within ourselves. There, we'll find the cause and understand its nature, and if we look deeper, we'll also find the remedy. To understand why poverty is linked to vulnerability, we need to understand why it exists. There is no doubt that poverty has psychological and socioeconomic causes, often tied to injustices brought about by those in power. But there are also causes rooted in an individual's karma and level of being. In relation to the psychological causes of poverty within the individual, the Venerable Master Samael explains in Chapter 52 of his work, The Social Christ, that the economic and political conditions of society are a reflection of its spiritual life. When spiritual life is poor, economic and political conditions are disastrous. What's on the outside is merely a projection of what's inside. If the inner world is miserable, the outer world will be miserable too. Going further, in the chapter titled The Level of Being from his book Revolutionary Psychology, Master Samael explains that everything happening outside of us in the world is a reflection of what we carry inside. We can solemnly say that the external is a reflection of the internal. When a person changes internally, and that change is radical, then the outside world, the circumstances, and life will also change.
I've been observing since 1974 a group of people who invaded a piece of land near my home. This has allowed me to study them up close. Being poor is never a crime, but the serious issue lies in their level of being. Daily, they argue, get drunk, insult each other, and even turn against their fellow companions in misfortune. They live in filthy huts filled with hatred instead of love. It's clear that if one of them eliminated from within the hatred, anger, lust, drunkenness, gossip, cruelty, selfishness, slander, envy, pride, and more, they would attract different, more refined and spiritual people into their lives. These new relationships would bring about a significant social and economic change, allowing them to leave the miserable environment behind.
As we've explored, before a soul is born into a physical body, it is given an electro-psychic design through which it will be repaid for its karma in its new human life. This electro-psychic design shapes the personality, and through it, karma unfolds. For example, if someone has the karma of poverty, they will be born with a poor mindset. This is why, if we start transforming our psychology, we will also alter our karma. Everything depends on the law of karma and other universal laws that govern our lives and nature moment by moment. If someone is born into a wealthy family, it's because they earned it through their actions in past lives, and vice versa. If someone is born into poverty, it's due to past actions in previous existences. But how can this be changed? Much needs to be said on this topic, but we'll start in this episode. In future videos, we'll share more teachings from the Venerable Masters of the White Lodge. In this video, we focus on the main cause of poverty, fornication. This means the waste and expulsion of creative sexual energy, both in men and women. This creative energy is wasted with every lustful thought, feeling, desire, and reaction. And the worst act of all is expelling this from the body. The greatest secret hidden by this system is that our most valuable resource is our sexual energy, which grants us magical powers, youth, splendor, and even immortality. If someone wants to radically change their life and financial situation, they must commit to serious work on themselves, which includes purifying their creative sexual energy. This is done through the psychological death process, explained in other videos on this channel dedicated to the science of energism. Eliminating every lustful thought, emotion, desire, memory, and frustration moment by moment is key, and under no circumstances should a single drop of the sacred fluid be wasted. The demon of pornography and self-gratification must be destroyed, because these are the very things that eventually lead anyone to misery on all levels. It's pointless to make abundance decrees or imagine being rich, following the law of attraction, if we're wasting and expelling our creative energy. Let's analyze those two words. Creative energy. No creation can happen without this powerful energy, which is contained within us. If one practices purity and scientific chastity every moment, and also engages in the exercises of the lamastery, which can also be found on this channel, along with the 3 factors of the revolution of consciousness, inner and outer transformation will occur gradually with wonderful results. The aura of the practitioner will begin to change color and expand, attracting higher circumstances. Then, your imagination will have power, your word will be creative, and your actions successful. It is urgent to recognize the importance of sexual energy and its transformative potential. Developing a strong sense of self-control and discipline to direct, rather than repress, this energy is essential. Applying the techniques of psychological death, taught in other videos, will guide this process. It is also very important to emphasize the need to accumulate dharma, which is cosmic money, gained by spreading this pure knowledge of the science of energism. With dharma, we can cancel karma if we engage in psychological work, using the sexual energy we've just discussed. For this reason, we invite you to join our team in spreading this knowledge. Share these videos with as many people as possible. In this way, divine law rewards us greatly with both physical and spiritual blessings. This knowledge is the greatest treasure in the world, and by giving it to others, we'll receive treasures, especially spiritual ones, in return. Giving is how we receive. I am an apprentice of the venerable masters of the White Brotherhood, and this is the science of energism, pure gnosis, the light of Freemasonry unveiled to all suffering humanity for free. See you in the next episode. Peace be with you.